We noticed, starting at the end of the campaign, and then into the transition, and here at the White House, anytime that the president has an event where he is given a list of reporters to call on, Fox is the only member of the 5-network TV pool that has never been on the list in front of the president. And I'm just curious if that is an official administration policy.
We're here having a conversation, aren't we?
Yes, but
And do I take questions from you every time you come to the briefing room?
Yes, but I'm
Has the
asking about
president taken
president.
questions from you since you came in, he came into office?
Unfortunately,
Yes or no?
only when I have shouted after he goes through his whole list. And the president has been very generous with his time with Fox. I'm just curious about this list that he has given.
So
The only member of the 5-network pool never on it, dating back to when he resumed in-person events in Wilmington during the end of the campaign.
Well, I would say that I'm always happy to have this conversation with you, even about your awesome socks you're having on today, you wearing today, and have a conversation with you, even when we disagree. The president's taken your questions, and I'm looking forward to doing Fox News Sunday this Sunday for the 3rd time in the last few months. I think we got to move on because we got limited time.
And given everything that is going on with guns, without guns, does the president still think that this is the best time to end cash bail?
I don't think I have any new position on that for you, but I'm happy to check and see if there's anything more to report.
So his stated position from his website, which is that basically end cash bail, he wants to lead a national effort to end cash bail and reform the pretrial system, that stands?
I don't have a new position for you, but I'm happy to check for you.
And once there is an agreement, does President Biden support sending stimulus benefits to undocumented immigrants?
Again, I don't, if somebody has a social security number, like a child or a spouse, then they would be eligible, but he supports sending benefits to people who are eligible as a part of his proposal.
Okay, and then on transparency, I have a very specific question about
Okay.
Executive Order 13891. One of the president's executive orders on the first day revoked a policy that required federal agencies to post their guidance on a searchable database. There are questions now on Capitol Hill from some Republican senators about why that was revoked. And so now the question to you.
Well, agencies have definitely not been told to take down databases or other public information. That would be inconsistent, which is, I think, is why you're asking the question, with what the president has talked about, what the vice president talked about. We want agencies to use all the tools available to them to make public policies transparent and accessible. However, this executive order was revoked because it created unnecessary hurdles and cumbersome processes for agencies that wanted to get guidance out to the public. In some cases, it was resulting in the delay of information going out more publicly by a couple of weeks or even a couple of months. That's obviously not acceptable, and we want it to be more efficient than that.
And one quick one on conflicts of interest and some reporting that's been done by our colleagues at other networks. The president's son-in-law, Dr. Howard Krein, was advising candidate Biden on COVID-19 response while he was investing in companies involved with the COVID-19 response through his company, Startup Health. Dr. Krein has been at the White House since the inauguration. Is he still advising the president on COVID-19 response?
Well, Dr. Krein is his son-in-law. The president.
There are questions about a potential conflict
Well,
of
and I think
interest.
he was here because the president was inaugurated recently, which is understandable. The president has made clear that there will be an absolute wall between him and any businesses connected with his family members. And as he reiterated just last week, no family member is going to have an office in the White House or be involved in any government policy making. That applies to his son-in-law and applies to every single member of his family.
Just from a broad perspective, though, like the 30,000-foot view of this, candidate Biden was very concerned about the last president's potential conflicts of interest. At one point in 2019, he tweeted, "Hosting the G7 at Trump's hotel, a president should never be able to use the office for personal gain." So how is the White House going to guarantee to members of the public that nobody in the family is using the office for personal gain?
We've put in place stringent policies in order to ensure that it is not being used for personal gain. There's not a single member of the family who is employed at the White House, will have an office in the White House, or will benefit financially. And those are strict ethics requirements that have been put in place and the president has approved.
Whoa, 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 whoa.